absolute carnage. Ethereum dumped below 2018 previous all-time high levels. Now we're starting to see some crazy stuff happening, and I mean, it is blood on the streets. The fear and greed index is like, it's probably below 9 right now. You know, you might not see it on the gauge, but I reckon it's below 9, because actually Ethereum at this point in time is below $1,300. And you know, you could check that out in the video up there, where I'm just looking at the charts and stuff. So check out the charts right now, and you'll see how, you know, how bad things are. Okay, guys, what is going on in the crypto market right now? Well, looking at Zioncoins market cap, Bitcoin's still at number 1, but has dropped 10.5%. And yeah, it really is blood on the streets about now. Is this going to stop? You know, what's happening? What can we see for, what are the technicals? Is it an opportunity to buy or not, really? I think you've got to really be brave to buy right now. You know, as you can see over the last sort of day, we've had this massive decline, really, and you know, from 28,000 all the way down to 24,000. That's quite a big drop, you know, by any account. So it could be presenting itself as a buying opportunity. At the moment, the indicator for the 15-minute is saying it's a strong sell, you know, and I somewhat agree at this point, but in the long run, if you were buying at 34,000, 28,000, you know, and you're just new to the market, I think you really got to be thinking about dollar cost averaging down at this point, because this is Bitcoin is meant to be an inflation beta, okay? At the moment, it's just not panning out like that. We're not seeing Bitcoin beating inflation. Let's have a look at the fear and greed index and see what we got going on here in terms of, you know, fear and greed. We're at, you know, extreme fear. And you know, when I'm talking about dollar cost averaging down, Bitcoin and crypto being an inflation beta, you also have to really sort of try and gauge the fact that, you know, we are in a volatile market. There is extreme fear. This is meant to be time where you're meant to be buying. There's blood on the streets, okay? And so, you know, if you follow, you know, people like Warren Buffett and Ray Dalio, you know, this is the techniques that they use when they're trading to capitalize on these things. So it always boils back to, does crypto have a use case? You know, so let's just talk about one asset in specific. Let's think about Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin really a store of value? You know, is it actually really a store of value? Does it have a use case as a gold 2.0? You know, it has definitely got a high volume trading market. People are trading it, people are storing it, people are keeping it. People want to use it for DeFi. People want to mine the coin. Governments around the world want to mine the coin. Countries, whole countries. I guess when you think about that, it kind of does have a use case, doesn't it? So anyway, look, you know, Bitcoin's leading the way. Bitcoin's a daddy. It is losing value. Again, it's still a volatile asset. Ethereum, for the altcoins, is leading the way for Ethereum. That's taken a massive drop. You know, and it's affected all the other altcoins. Yes, it's got a different type of use case for smart contracts, DeFi, yield, but Ethereum for smart contracts, that's its use case for those sorts of application, not to mention NFTs. But yeah, the high gas prices and stuff like that. Look, with the event of Terra Luna really sort of giving people a loss in confidence in any sort of coin that pegs to something, I think is what's happening here, and people were just scared in extreme fear. And you know, you can't forget that this actually is, the whole crypto industry is the biggest, and I mean the biggest social and economical experiment. And so when you look at it like that in perspective, it is an experiment, and it's going to be massively volatile. But in the same breath, it's got a massive use case. So anyway, and hop over to the charts, because I think the charts are going to be revealing something quite big. So again, let's look at Bitcoin in the charts. Bitcoin on the daily, and yeah, it's broken that level that it set back in May the 12th. And you know, that level is we were holding for a while, but now it's gone. And you know, we're looking to head down where the next level, 18,689, is where I think that we might get some sort of relief bounce if we continue to move down, because we've already broken 25, or we're at 24,000. Let's jump over to Ethereum and just see what sort of levels that we broke down here. Okay, so I've done an overlay, and yeah, I think if this is going to play out, which is quite likely and highly potential, we are in a bear market scenario. And you know, when you're in a specific trend, which is a bear trend, you kind of got to go with the trend. And drawing out this line here, I think, you know, to another key point, you know, the next level really is $530, and you know, that lines up with this fractal that I've taken. Let's see if I can get this overlay fractal for you, so that you could see this fractal's taken from here, you know, and really, I think it's actually a continuation of that. That's happening right now. Yeah, so we could be looking at 530. I mean, there is just absolute space there. You know, we got a little bit of bouncing around, but if we are deep into this bear market, which we are, we've had drops over 20%. You know, there may be a relief bounce. Hopefully there's a relief bounce and we can bounce back up to you know, $3,200 or something in that sort of range. And you know, but I think in the long term, I think, yeah, we're looking at the winter. The winter has started now. It's today. It's just confirmed it. It's broken some major key levels. You know, as for other altcoins that haven't really had a run, we can see. We can see, yeah. I mean, look, this fractal definitely is not playing. I mean, well, look. Hold on a minute. We've got this big dip here on this fractal. This is Stellar XLM. And yeah, it's broken some key levels, but it seems to be rhyming very much so with this fractal, as you could see. It's not exactly playing out as it's meant to be, but when I say we could see it rhyming, I mean it is, you know, the vocal cords aren't the same, but it's singing the same tune. You know, and look at this. We've got this big wick up there. Yes, it's the tether, and so obviously a lot of tether has gone into this and moved it. But we've got this big up move, and then we've got this big down move. Like, you know, the wick, it didn't close up at that, which we would have liked it to have done at some point. But it was trading up that high at 22 cents, past 22 cents, at about 25 cents. You know, it was just like a few days ago, you know. But now, you know, I think with Ethereum sort of leading the way, it's pushing onto the other altcoins like Stellar and Bitcoin as well. Just sort of, you know, I think actually Ethereum broke the key level and it's now moving back down, you know, and that's had a knock-on effect with all the other altcoins like Stellar, like Ethereum, XRP. But look, I'm just saying, look, watch this space. We've got some wicks down here on this Black Crow, so we've got 3 consecutive, 4 even red candlesticks, but they're wicking up. So there's obviously some battle going on between the buyers and the sellers. The sellers are winning at the moment, and you can see this volume here down at the bottom. That selling volume's just, you know, almost as high as that buy volume, which we had where this wick was. So, but it's not as high. So hopefully, we're going to see this sort of peter down and reverse a little bit, and we'll see it start to move up gradually. But in the long term, well, short term, over the next, you know, couple of months, I think we're still going to be meandering in this zone. We have set this new low for Bitcoin, new swing lows for Bitcoin. We've set this new, looks like we've set this new low, or we've just found a floor for XLM. We found the floor. It's not set that new low yet, I'm going to say right now. So yeah, it's still, it's not massively positive. But again, it is crypto. Things can turn around. We are in extreme fear. This is when you're meant to be reacting to this, in terms of you're meant to be buying, right? I'm not suggesting that you buy, but what I am suggesting is that, you know, whenever we are in these times, okay, the opposite of what happens, that being that the markets move straight up, okay, and you know, they move straight up as quick as they move straight down, and you know, and you've missed an opportunity. So I'm not saying, I mean, I'm not saying buy right now, but I am saying that in these times, this has happened. These are meant to be the opportunities where you're meant to do that. And not just that, because really, if you're, you know, the strategy that you should have in your bag is that you should be buying and dollar cost averaging down if we're in a bear market. Yeah, that's how that works. That's how you reduce your risk. Okay, yes, you're investing more capital, you're investing more money, but if you believe in cryptos, if you believe that cryptos is an inflation hedger, so we're going to invest in things like commodities, because, you know, money should be moving out of the debt market and into the commodities market, then you know, when I say the debt market, the 10-year yield, and let's look at the 10-year yield. Wow, the 10-year yield has jumped up, and it is doing that teeter-tottering thing. You know, it's set a new swing high. So as I'm saying, you know, if you're talking about inflation hedging beating, really getting into commodities, because if you know, the 10-year yields getting bought, bonds are getting brought up, the money's values flowing into bonds, the bond market, you know, there's, you know, eventually it's going to pop, right? So we're going up 10 basis points at a time, and we're moving up. You know, this is just basic stuff, isn't it? You know, we got a parabolic move. Look at this parabolic move from all the way back in July, all the way back July 2021 to now. It's just parabolic, you know. And then, you know, it's the same for the Dixie. The Dixie again has had this parabolic move up, and really, I don't think it's going to set a new high. There is potential, but I think it's going to be ranging at this top, at this high at the moment. You know, in this zone. You know, it's hit its 50-day moving average, and it's continuing to trade sideways by the looks of it. But I think it's definitely going to be trading within this zone. Has it got a little while to? Is it going to go up higher from this point? Yeah, it could do. And as it goes up higher, what's going to happen is cryptos are going to fall even more. Commodities are going to fall even more. You know, and really, I think in that instance, If it does move up higher, then that's what we're going to see. But I think we're going to start to see a wick. It's already forming a wick, and it should move down and trade sideways within this range, and it's going to do this sort of teeter-tottering thing, you know, for some time. I think it might play out like this for the rest of the year. Could be wrong, you know. Don't take that as financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but really that's likely to be what's happening. And so let's have a look at what the pound's doing. Yep, and there is confluence there again. The pound is down. You know, it's been down like this for the last God knows how long, since again, you know, we got this confluence 2021 May, June, you know, so over a year now we've been in this, you know, downtrend with the BTC, and you know, you could if you have a look at the euro, it's the same thing, you know. There's confluence between the two of them, but yeah, so that's having a massive impact on the crypto market. Not just you know, the FUD that's going on with Terra Luna and USDT losing its peg, which again has now regained it. It's the fundamentals of the markets, the market forces, you know, debt plowing back into the debt market, value plowing back into the debt market, and you know, that's where value's going, that's where the cash is going, and it could come back out of there. But for the most part, I think really, you know, when we're in a situation where we have extreme fear, we're at 11 on the fear index, and at this point I would suggest that it's below 10. You know, I would suggest that it's below 10 for the crypto market. And you know, where we're in this extreme fear, the thesis is blood on the streets. That's an opportunity. Again, I'm not telling you that that's what you should be doing to buy, but I'm just going to take it as it is. I'm just going to play the market for what it is, and you know, I'm going to use risk management, and this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing personally, and yeah, I'm gonna capitalize on that. Why shouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Well, at the time of recording this, Bitcoin is down again, down to 23.5 thousand. God knows what Ethereum's doing, but you know, Stella's holding its own. So it's still at 10 cents. It's still down, but again, I think it's gonna follow that range, as you've seen there in the technicals, the technical video, the charts. So yeah, watch this space. But I'm hoping we'll get a little bit of a relief bounce. I don't know about Stella, I don't know about Bitcoin or Ethereum, but I'm hoping the other altcoins are going to make a little rally. At this point, it may not happen, but hey, watch this space. Anyway, I'm Nathan of Zion, aka Nathan. See you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, smash the Zion coin, and watch the next video.